Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gato.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
Gervonta Tank Davis set to be in an exhibition match against Jake Paul. Let's talk about it.
You know, every day, the things that Jake Paul disappoint me just a little bit more and more. And listen, there's times where I try to give this man his due respect because he's helped women's boxing and such, and things of that nature, blah, 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 right? I try to give this man his props in a little bit that I can find to give him props in. And then you pull some dumbass shit like this. Just a week ago, Jake Paul was talking about facing AJ. Big man and heavyweight. The big dog. At least one of the big dogs. Formerly one of the big dogs at one point. Unified champion and such. And I was thinking to myself, okay, he's going to get the living daylights knocked out of him. But that's perfectly fine if that's what he wants to do. He wants to fight a heavyweight. Hey, listen, props to him. Props to him. More, not even just props to him, but an actual fighting heavyweight, someone that's been fighting as of recently. Props to him. And then literally came out today. This BS announcement that apparently he is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, some of you may be casuals and some of you may not know. Gervonta Tank Davis campaigns at 135. 135. Whereas AJ is a heavyweight. Normally somewhere in the area of 230 north. I am highly surprised by this because how does someone bridge that big of a gap? Now, listen, I'll be honest with you. I think if they were both the same height, I do think Gervonta Tank Davis has all the skills to be able to put down a person like Jake Paul. But the mere fact that, again, not that long ago, Jake Paul fought against Mike Tyson, and now we're talking about him fighting against Gervonta Tank Davis is where did that come from? And listen, I know there's spectacle fights out there. I mean, hell, even Muhammad Ali had a spectacle fight. I know these things exist. I'm not confused by that. What I'm confused by is this man is trying to be taken serious as a boxer. He says he wants to be one of the all-time greats. He wants to be champion, and all these things, which personally I've always thought was it's not that he can't do it. It's more of a you need to take it seriously and stop putting on these clown shows. Again, you fighting every single person but a boxer, then fighting in a super old boxer, and then fighting a boxer that is at best a prospect in Tommy Fury, just goes to prove that he's not taking this seriously. Fighting NBA players, fighting retired MMA fighters, fighting retired boxers, and the such. Clearly proves that this man isn't taking this seriously. Now, listen, I get it. This man's got to make his money. So does Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis has a couple legal things going on in the background. Some of them he's let go of and such. No big deal, blah, blah, blah. But again, that being said, I understand why Gervonta Tank Davis might want the money. But Jake Paul, not only does he not need the money, but he wants to be taken serious. And yet we turn this into a clown show every time Jake Paul's name gets mentioned in some way or another. So listen, I understand people are going to do what they're going to do. I get it. But at the same time, why do we keep feeding this clown show? I mean, this was even posted on ESPN Ringside. It's sad. It's pathetic. I'm not here for it, y'all. I really hope y'all ain't here for it. What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, they're calling it exhibition first and foremost. And to be honest, look, like you said earlier, it is a 5'5" Gervonta Tank Davis at 135 fighting a Jake Paul who is 6'1" and fighting among the heavyweights. Like, there's no reason to take this fight absolutely seriously. And by all metrics, boxing enthusiasts aren't going to take this fight seriously. But I can tell you who is going to take this seriously. Jake Paul. Jake Paul is no doubt going to have this as another feather in his cap and say, oh, look, I fought, one of the undisputed champions. I'm like, yes, you did it as an exhibition. Nobody was going to take it seriously. Even Tank Davis isn't going to take this seriously. We already know he's taking this for the money. And even Tank Davis, people are giving him shit about this, not just from Ryan Garcia, who's saying that boxing is now turned into the WWE, but now he's getting smack talk from Lamont Roach. And to be fair, I do think Lamont Roach has a point. And he's saying, look what's happened, Doc. And this is going to be one of those things where Tank Davis is gonna put more mileage on his body just for money. And I understand to an extent, you do need an exit. You do need an exit ramp. And Tank Davis has been talking about retirement for a long while. And I understand stacking up money is gonna be one of those things that's necessary for being on the off ramp. But Tank Davis wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to be retired as one of the all-time greats, and also wants to stack his money at the same time. This is one of those things where those two goals aren't gonna match. Because who's gonna take you seriously as a boxer if on your last fights that you have on your, I don't want to say contract, if you have your last fights being up against Jake Paul, no one's gonna take that seriously. We just know it's gonna be a money thing. And we're only going to remember Tank Davis as, yes, he's definitely one of the better fighters, definitely not one of the greats, but we can say, yeah, he basically did it all for the money. And this is going to be one of those evidences where we're going to look back on and like, yeah, he just wanted money. And that's it. And again, all this is, yes, it's going to help Tank Davis make a retirement plan. But again, it only serves to legitimize Jake Paul and only serves to make boxing look like that much more of a circus show. If even Ryan Garcia is a damned fool half the time. If even he's saying, yeah, boxing's turning into a circus, it's turning to a circus. It's a clown calling what the sport is a circus.
Yeah, man, listen, again, the fact that just a few weeks ago he was talking about fighting AJ, now he's talking about fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Again, that's the definition of insanity. You don't go from one extreme to the other. And again, I know there's a lot of Jake Paul fanboys out there that are he's gonna be a champion. He might. There's some weak divisions out here. There's some weak champions out here. He might become champion one day. I don't doubt it whatsoever. But let's be honest about it. It's a clown show. Jake Paul isn't doing one thing to make himself a legitimate contender. He's doing all these sideshows, and because he draws people in, mostly these 12, 13-year-old boys that don't know shit about boxing, that tune in because they watch Jake Paul dancing like a little girl back in the day on YouTube, because of that, because of Disney, because of all these things, because he has name notoriety. We're turning boxing into a clown show. You know, I keep telling my dude over here, man, we are in the dumbest timeline possible, because not just with boxing, but everything that's going on around the world, this is truly the dumbest timeline. And unfortunately for boxing, Jake Paul is adding to it. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.